Secret Lair Cute to Brute is the second commander deck that has ever been released under the Secret Lair name. In our last stream, Jake and the community and I went through the value card by card of the entire deck to see exactly what you're getting for the $150 that this commander deck costs. If you'll give me just a second to thank our Patreon for helping us work toward doing this full time, we will be right back with the discussion of Secret Lair Cute to Brute.
Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat.
We thought when this was first announced that this was going to be a one-day sale, or at least I did. And here we are, Wednesday the 10th, as we're shooting this, hanging out there with chat. Chat, say hello to YouTube. They're watching right now and you don't even know it. Cute to Brute's still on sale. Is it still going to be on sale when you see this video? I don't know. Let us know in the comments if it's still for sale. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the deck a little bit. We got some great price breakdowns from our mod Spectre, aka the numbers guy. Got what our entire layer is, our top 10 cards by value. Let's take a peek at what you get first, Jake. Secret Lair Commander deck Cute to Brute, $150 compared to $100 for the coin flip deck.
Fun fact, these are my least favorite cards ever. Cards that flip.
Jake hates
my least favorite thing in the world to deal with.
This is like a layer specifically designed against Jake's entire psyche.
100%. So from that perspective, for people like me that don't like flip cards, this is probably going to be a pass for those people. That said, it does have some good cards in it. And also, I do have a commander that I really enjoy playing that is a flip commander. But in commander, I just keep my commander in this.
Right.
And I flip it over when I flip it. I don't have to go into a sleeve and flip it. So,
Samesy. I've got...
Does that make me a bad deck builder because I don't like using MDFCs? No, because I do use MDFCs anyway. I use them despite the fact that I don't like using them.
I too built a flip commander from this same set that Jake was showing you. And what I did was I put it in a clear sleeve. It's in a clear dragon shield, so I don't have to take it out of the sleeve. Anyway, the old guys are done yelling at the clouds. Let's talk about this layer.
A lot of people don't care about a flip card, so take that with a grain of salt.
Basically,
that's just me particularly. I don't like it.
What I'm looking at this as is typically I'm a purchase to open and play it. I am going to purchase this. I already did. I am going to open this.
Whoa.
That's my plan. But I don't think I'm going to play this deck as it is. I think that this is going to be the fastest deck ever to be broken down for me. What you're getting is you're getting these modal DFCs at the top of the whole chain here. And then there's a whole commander deck under this. It all has to do with flip cards. Asika, God of the Tree, is the quote-unquote commander of this one. As you can see, the whole gimmick is you've got these 5 cards at the top of the food chain here, so to speak, that are cute on one side and brutal on the other. Cute to Brute. Yeah. You got Westvale Abbey, it flips into Ormondal. Asika flips into Prismatic. Bloodline into Lord of Lineage. Avacyn into Avacyn. And then Bolas into Planeswalker Bolas. The cards themselves, pretty sweet looking. I like these 5 a lot. I think that this is a really cool idea. Having cute on the front, brutal on the back. I love this Avacyn the Purifier. Pretty insane. Bloodline Keeper, not a bad inclusion here. Tap to create some bats, good in token strategies outside of just vampire cards. Man, this Bolas.
It's a good Bolas.
Dude.
It's a good Bolas.
One of my favorite versions of this card ever printed. I think honestly now one of my favorite cards ever printed, because this Bolas on the back is just sick. God Machine killed this piece. And this Bolas on the front is the cutest, cuddliest little thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bobby Z says we should play 4 of these stock on spell table.
That would be maddening. From everything I can tell, this is just a pile of flip cards. The synergy is their flip cards, and that's not a synergy. Ormondal on the back of Westvale there. We saw a Sika. Past that, you've got 42 double-faced reprints. Jake, they put 47 double-faced cards in this deck just for you, buddy.
But the art on them isn't any different. Like, let's clear that up.
These
for people.
are reprints.
The art, yeah. How many cards got new art? Let's answer that question. Is it just the ones that are
5.
showcased here that we see? All right. So other than that, everything else is a reprint. This is just like buying, stock deck ready to go. This is kind of like what they did with Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. Pretty similar. Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. They got some new art for some cards, but it was a bunch of reprints as well.
Right, exactly. So I think it's actually very important in the case of these particularly expensive layers to look at the prices. Again, thank you to our mod Spectre for putting this together. Puts it together for all the secret layers, and it just gives us invaluable information to use. Yeah, so we got the top 10 cards by value, the percentage of the secret layer, the percentage of the total value presented by that single card. As you can see, Nicol Bolas the Ravager, $25 card right now, $24 card right now. Jace Vren's Prodigy, 16.
JVP is good. That's a good notable reprint.
Not new art on JVP, but we do get the new Nicol Bolas art. Bloodline Keeper, new art, $16. Isika, new art, $15. Guardian Project. Now this one's interesting.
This was a card that was an absolute, like, if you bought these for cheap, you made so much money.
This was a bulk rare.
This was a bulk rare when this set first came out. You were able to get this sub $1. I mean, it's an amazing story as far as penny stocks go. It's just nuts.
Now it is a commander staple. And as you can see here, previously only printed in Ravnica Allegiance, which at this point was 2019.
Scarcity play.
It was
big scarcity card
4 years ago. I had this one on my list to appear in Commander Masters later this year. I don't think that that's still out of the question. And so for me, when I cracked this to play a lot of the cards, Guardian Project, that's getting out of here almost immediately. Because it's not a flip card. It can be reprinted almost anywhere that a master set is being reprinted. Hell, it can even show up in a standard set. Card's not broken in standard.
It'll be a good time to pick up that card.
Yeah, exactly. That's one that I want to move ASAP. Valakut Awakening, $8.30. And then you got Kennen at 8, Triplicate Titan at 8, and Nissa at 7-ish. So you can see 40% of the value of this entire deck is sitting in that top 10 section. $115. Now, let's look at the value of the deck, because that's important too. The layer itself, $150. The singles presented in there, $283. So they've done this almost 2x thing that they seem to try and do with the really premium secret layers. I think with the regular secret layers, they've gotten to the point where it's just like, we can nail the price of those.
Yeah.
Almost every single time. Then
now we should say that the prices you're seeing now are for any cheapest price for a single copy of any of these cards on the secondary market. So like where we're saying Nicol Bolas the Ravager is worth $24, this Nicol Bolas the Ravager could end up being worth that same 24, or it could be as high as 40. It could be, cheaper than a regular Nicol Bolas. So keep that in mind. Take these prices with a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean,
prices are always going to change over time based on 1,000 different things. We're just talking about the prices as they are right now. If this card bends, it's going to be terrible. If it doesn't, this is going to be a premium version of Bolas that people want forever, and you're never going to be able to get any other way except for this deck.
Yeah, and that's a card that's already scarce. So this card could be worth that same amount. Sometimes you see a secret layer card that will just absolutely have so much more demand than other cards from that layer, and then it will have a card that outpaces the rest of the cards in the market that are the same name. Sometimes you'll have a secret layer card that is the exact same price. It's just the same, or it's even cheaper than if you were to get, you know, a different card. You see that with a lot of variants these days, where sometimes the variants are not worth the regular price of the cards.
For sure.
I mean, we'll see here. If it's going to be Nicol Bolas the Ravager, it's going to at least be, in my opinion, that the same price.
Oh yeah, for sure. My opinion on this one is that the Asika into Prismatic Bridge and the Ravager into the Arisen, these two cards are going to be the overtime money cards from this set. I just think that anybody who wants Asika is going to try their best to get this version of it, because that looks wonderful in your command zone, and then you're only ever really going to play it as this side. But that looks badass.
I mean, here's the thing. If you were to take the deck and piece it out and break it down, you would be able to possibly make more money than what you paid for the deck, but you would be losing some of that money in fees. And the big thing, your biggest loss would be your time, which is all the time that it takes to break this out. For me, you know, a lot of these cards that are sub $1, they're going to be worth less than that. A lot of these cards where you see like 7s and 6s, I expect those to be lower as well as people break these up. I would buy it if it's something that you're interested in playing, and if it's something that you're like, you know what, I don't have a lot of these cards and I just want to fill out my collection. A lot of these products are great for that. Just fill out your collection.
To that point, having every single pathway just included in here is a huge plus in my mind. If you don't have any of these yet, you're just going to have them now. It's like having a secret layer of just the pathways. I think they did it and it was ridiculously priced. Now you can buy it in a commander deck that at least presents singles in totality that are more than the price you're paying. With
they were like, we're just going to give you every pathway. They're like,
yeah,
we're giving you all of them.
Flip lands, flip deck makes sense. Include the pathways.
And then you got the Westvale Abbey, which when it was actually in standard, it was worth more than it is now, but it's still a cool card. It's
World Tree included. Nice little inclusion there. Another thing that I've noticed about this is that we've got quite a bit of a good amount of the 5-color sort of fixing stuff in here, so that you can actually play the deck if you choose to. But like I said, the deck list itself, the synergies don't really exist. You're just trying to get Asika onto the battlefield flipped, and you're trying to, you know, get the creatures onto the battlefield.
Wait, so you're telling me that you're trying to tap mana and just play some creatures with this?
Well, no, Prismatic Bridge, you don't have to tap mana. It's free.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is the whole deck is just built around, you can just generically get these creatures onto the battlefield with the bridge. That's pretty much the strategy. There's not any synergy, is my point.
Yeah, not a big selling point as far as a fun or interesting playing experience is kind of like the vibe. It's like,
well, I think fun and interesting. I think it actually will be fun and interesting because it's just such a weird thing. I think it's more that it's not going to be strong. You're not really not really going to be spiking games with this deck, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
Is that the synergies, the power level. I mean, we're used to, at this point, precons.
Yeah, I shouldn't say it's not going to be fun, because it's going to be a bunch of foiled cards, and it's going to be a good time, you know, playing cards with new art. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Just from a synergy standpoint, it's going to fall short.
At this point, dude, we're used to like the Warhammer decks, man. We're used to, I mean, even the standard precons nowadays are strong right out of the box. Cut 10 cards, maybe cut 5 cards, and you're ready to really go. Just rip them apart. But this one, out of the deck, out of the box, Doesn't look like that strong of a deck. And look, I purchased this, y'all. I'm telling you, as a person who owns this, I ain't gonna play this deck like it is. I'm definitely gonna play these cards. I got all 10 pathways ready to go. Ton of just like straight up mix and match.
Oh, is it only
stuff,
5 foils?
Good stuff, commander. The whole deck is not foiled. No, thank God. We're crossing our fingers that these 5 aren't gonna bend. I'm hoping since they're double-sided foils that they'll be flat.
5 foils, and then a lot of playable reprinted cards.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Arcane Signet, Thematic Compass, Dagger, Beast Within, Hagra Mauling, Harmonize, Farseek, Time Wipe. Like, if you just are trying to build a commander collection, if you just started in the last 6 or 7 months, this has all 5 colors of a lot of good playable commander cards.
Sure.
Maybe not a ton of value, except for certain ones. But overall, they've done what they need to do to be able to sell it. They didn't build a fantastic deck. They built a deck that provides good value. Again, 150 layer price, 283 for the single price across there. You got 3 cards that are more than 15, 10 that are more than 6 that are more than 10, and then 18 cards that are $5 or more. I'm really thinking Bolas and Asika are going to be the 2 standouts in here. And then this is the first real reprint of Guardian Project, but I think that this can pop up at any time in any place. And so you really don't want to hold on to this one too long unless you just are going to roll the dice. So that's the breakdown on price on the Secret Lair Commander deck from Cute to Brute. Time will tell how long this is going to be for sale. It says shipping begins May 10th here, so they will probably just sell until they are sold out. Time will tell on these commander decks. This is just the second one that we've seen ever. Time will tell if they hold or gain value.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on it. I think it could go either way, as if it's a winner or a loser. I think it's a cool product. I think that there's some fun cards in it. I'm not super keen on products that you have to flip the cards, but that's okay. I do think that they came up with something that's pretty sweet here. They made a product for people that like to, play flip cards, and if you don't have a lot of these, then it seems like a good pickup to me to fill out a collection all at once.